I mean, it is all positive vibes from all sides, but obviously we need to see the detail here.
That's right. I mean, President Trump saying it was a productive meeting, a White House official also saying it went well, and that Russia continues to remain eager to continue engagement with the United States. We'll have to see what that continues to look like. But the other point here, which is critical, is that it's clear that the Trump administration at this point does not believe that Russia is going to move to end the conflict in Ukraine without substantial pressure applied to them, with the White House in an executive order announcing earlier today that that Trump is going to move forward with 25% tariffs on India, in addition to the 25% tariffs that they're already moving forward on this week. These tariffs are going to be as a result of India importing Russian oil and gas. And the White House also said that on Friday, those secondary sanctions that President Trump had said he was considering would go into effect. We have to see where that all lands, if those sanctions do indeed go into effect on Friday, if those 25% tariffs on India go into effect 21 days from now, which is when the executive order laid out their implementation date. But it is important to note, I was speaking with a source who is familiar with the conversation that President Trump had with President Zelensky and European leaders following this meeting between Steve Witkoff and President Putin. And at the top of that meeting, President Trump, apparently, according to this source, did say that they would move forth with those sanctions on his own. He didn't need to be prodded into that decision. So we'll watch and see where all of this goes. But the White House simultaneously, as you said, casting this as productive. And we'll have to see if that productive nature that they are saying is actually going to be useful in pushing an end to the Ukraine war that the Trump administration has been trying to do 8 months into its administration.
It's delicate, isn't it? Because the Russians aren't going to want this to be seen as them being pushed around by the Americans. So there will be some compromise here. Do you think this deadline could move forward if Witkoff has managed to get some progress that they can announce on Friday?
It's always possible that that deadline moves. It was one that was imposed by no other person other than President Trump himself. So we have seen him impose deadlines and then move them before as sort of a negotiating tactic, if you will. It is noteworthy, though, that the White House is saying today that for now, it is expected that those sanctions will go into place on Friday. So they are still keeping to that commitment for the time being. But listen, the time between now and Friday is quite long in terms of time in Washington and President Trump's decision making. Steve Witkoff is on his way back to the United States right now. So we'll watch and see what more is to come from this when he is able to brief President Trump in person. We know that he had a phone call following his meeting with President Putin, with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and President Trump after that 3-hour meeting took place today.
Well,